For over a century, the history of the American motorcycle has been defined by an epic, all-consuming rivalry, a fierce, unforgiving war for the ultimate soul of the road. For the last 70 years, one name, Harley-Davidson, has reigned virtually supreme, the unchallenged heavyweight champion, benefiting immensely from the almost mythical demise of its one true, foundational rival. That rival was Indian Motorcycle. Indian didn't just quietly fade away. It was abruptly and tragically extinguished in 1953, leaving behind a profound legacy of structural innovation, raw speed, and an undeniable, flowing style that only grew stronger, more romantic, and more painful in its absence. Harley-Davidson ascended to become the undisputed king of the castle, but it was a lonely reign, a king without a credible challenger. And as history consistently proves, without genuine, existential competition, innovation often stalls, and dominant design tends to stagnate into predictability. For nearly 6 decades, the Indian name became a painful myth, a corporate ghost brand passed between dozens of opportunistic owners who all tried, and spectacularly failed, to resurrect the legend. But in 2011, the American V-twin landscape was fundamentally and irrevocably shifted. The industrial powerhouse Polaris Industries acquired the shattered, compromised remains of the Indian name, poured unprecedented levels of engineering and financial power into its rebirth, and focused squarely on one singular icon, the Chief. This isn't merely a comeback story. It is a meticulously planned, industrial declaration of war. Indian Motorcycle is not simply seeking a minor piece of the cruiser pie. It is aggressively seeking to reclaim its original, historic throne by reminding America precisely what a classic, premium V-twin should truly look and feel like. This is the story of the last chief standing, the rival that finally returned, fully armed, to reignite the V-twin war. To truly understand the profound cultural weight of the Indian name, one must first appreciate its unparalleled early glory. Founded in 1901 in Springfield, Massachusetts, Indian Motorcycle actually predates Harley-Davidson by 2 years. They were the original American innovators, the first to introduce crucial features that would define the entire industry. The definitive V-twin engine configuration, the dual-cylinder design, sophisticated throttle control, and massive engineering breakthroughs in racing performance. They set the pace. The legendary Indian Chief, first introduced in 1922, defined the classic American cruiser aesthetic with its signature styling cues. It was instantly recognizable by its massive, skirted fenders that flowed almost seamlessly to the ground, a bold, distinctive, almost automotive-like design that spoke volumes of power, prestige, and classic, uncompromising style. The fierce, generational battle between the iconic Indian Chief and the Harley-Davidson knucklehead/panhead was, for decades, the absolute premier engineering and marketing conflict of the entire era. Indian was often faster, better handling, and frequently better looking. However, a combination of crushing financial instability, several disastrous post-war corporate decision-making failures, and a highly complex, unstable corporate structure ultimately led to the brand's shocking and final collapse in 1953. The factory doors closed for good, and the vibrant legend was brutally frozen in time. Harley-Davidson gained a near-total monopoly in the ensuing decades, not necessarily through superior engineering, but simply through sheer longevity and the absence of a viable alternative. The Indian name was far too culturally valuable and emotionally resonant to die completely. Yet its commercial baggage was too complex and heavy to revive successfully. For the next 60 years, the brand suffered through what can only be called the zombie years. Various venture capitalists, ambitious but underfunded small-scale manufacturers, and opportunistic entrepreneurs repeatedly purchased and traded the rights. all attempting to shamelessly profit from the potent myth without investing the hundreds of millions in engineering required to honor. These attempts range from the embarrassing rebadged English imports of the 60s and 70s to the fundamentally flawed, unreliable California-built Chiefs of the late 90s and early 2000s, often powered by questionable proprietary engines. Every single one met the same predictable, painful fate: chronic reliability nightmares, eventual bankruptcy, and further damage to the brand's already fragile credibility among riders. The failure wasn't just commercial. It was a repeated cultural wound, reinforcing the cynical idea that the true, original Indian spirit was simply gone forever, a memory best left in the past. By 2010. The Indian name was nothing but a corporate ghost, a cautionary warning to any who dared to challenge the formidable dominance of Harley-Davidson. Game changed utterly and completely in 2011, when Polaris Industries, the massive, multi-billion-dollar recreational vehicle manufacturer, already known for its successful Victory motorcycles line and massive ATV business, stepped in. Polaris understood the profound gravity of the name and, crucially, possessed the deep financial pockets and advanced modern engineering capacity required for a true, meaningful resurrection. They made 3 absolutely critical, non-negotiable decisions: a clean slate and historical integrity. They immediately discarded all past failed designs, shut down previous production lines, and hired a team of designers and engineers focused entirely on historical integrity and modern performance. The Chief is king. They rightly identified that the core heart of the brand was the Chief flagship, focusing all initial development resources on a single, premium cruiser model to anchor the entire brand: the Thunderstroke engine. This was the masterstroke. They engineered a brand new, massive V-twin engine from the ground up, the Thunderstroke 111, 1,811 cubic centimeters. This wasn't a warmed-over Victory engine. It was a visually stunning, architecturally retro-designed power unit that paid direct, authentic homage to the flathead aesthetics of the 1940s Chief: visible pushrod tubes, downward exhaust, but delivered entirely modern reliability, cooling, and massive, usable low-end torque. The official launch of the 2014 Indian Chief was a shockwave felt throughout the entire motorcycle industry. It proudly featured the massive skirted fenders, the iconic teardrop tank, and the lighted war bonnet mascot. It was unmistakably, authentically Indian, but underneath the heritage, it was flawless Polaris engineering. The Chief wasn't just back. It was a genuine, high-quality, formidable challenger that instantly redefined the premium cruiser segment. The successful, decisive return of the Indian Chief has fundamentally and permanently altered the American V-twin landscape. Indian didn't just create a new competitor. They cleverly tapped directly into a profound, often overlooked heritage that Harley-Davidson, in its many decades of unchallenged dominance, had allowed itself to partially forget or neglect. By fully embracing the expansive, flowing fender lines and the classic, substantial silhouette, a timeless look that Harley strategically moved away from decades ago, Indian effectively claimed the mantle of the true American retro cruiser. Indian has successfully forced Harley-Davidson to seriously innovate, to look at their own heritage, and to genuinely compete on style, quality, and technical refinement again, ultimately resulting in more choice and markedly better products for American riders across the board. The Indian Chief is now far more than a motorcycle. It is a symbol of a legacy fully restored, a historical debt repaid, and a defiant, high-stakes promise. The V-twin war is most certainly not over. The last Chief is standing tall, and the long-dormant battle for the American road is fierce and real once again. The return of Indian motorcycle is more than just a successful relaunch. It is a full-scale reclaiming of heritage and a defiant challenge to 7 decades of monopoly. The Chief has returned to steal the crown, and the American road is better for it. Now, we turn the question back to the V-twin community. Which brand truly owns the soul of the American cruiser today? Do you side with the restored legacy of the Indian Chief, or do you remain fiercely loyal to the longevity and dominance of Harley-Davidson? Drop your opinion, your favorite Chief model, or the next battleground you want us to cover in the comments below. Let us know who is winning the V-twin war, that if you live for the untold stories of mechanical rivalries, industrial comebacks, and the culture that defines the two-wheeled American dream, then you belong right here. Hit the like button and subscribe to Chrome Chronicles to continue uncovering the history and the passion behind the machines that became legends that we've finished this chapter. But the ride continues, that we'll see you on the road.